Hi, I'm Catherine, the creator of Shia and the Jetsons Community Preservation of the Promised Land. I wanted to go over what we were talking about before about how they basically, and I'm talking about the top employees, owners of all of the television station networks, NBC, CNN, and all that. But then also the state court judges, the Supreme Court judges, all of them are responsible for literally shooting us out of our own court buildings, our own homes, of course, stealing our silver, our gold, our resources. They actually, the ones that are in office, are holding down the fort of their forefathers who shot us out of courtroom buildings. That's why I say it's important for a gingerbread attorney to get at me and to get men and women like yourselves to present my case. Um, I encourage even Trump, even though it looks like he is playing around because he was supposed to go after the Supreme Court judges that signed off on what she said about the indigenous black people here. Every court office, every business, every single thing that they made, every single thing, every single service that the government made is against us. So we have to fight back against that because we're dying. We're being genocided out. Okay? So my videos is to tell the very criminals in office that you must release the keys and the deeds to the building that you shot us out of. Literally, you shot us out of court buildings. We had our own court buildings before you Europeans came into our country. And you know that. That's the thing. Your forefathers shot us out of court buildings, Supreme Court buildings that you have today. You guys shot us out of that. The White House was built by us. But before that was built, our house was already there. And we must have had made a deal to make this house, this White House, for us. And then you murdered the people that built it. And then you moved in. The Congress buildings and all of the White House buildings and everything, stores and things like that that we had, you literally murdered us out of it. So we can't sit by and allow you to continue to lock up innocent indigenous gingerbread people, because that's what we are. Based on my great grandmother's testimony that I've showed you already on the Darus, the U.S. State Commission, meaning the U.S. Mayor, Governor, and President's office, had our great grandparents going into our offices to apply for our own status of our own land. When we applied, the commissioner would say to our great grandparents, do you know what slavery is? And of course, we would say no, because there was no such thing as slavery until they got there, because those people are Paul Revere's bloodline who were the real slaves that were supposed to have been executed. So the executed that was supposed to have been executed. So the slaves that were supposed to have been murdered are now in our offices, bringing us in for us to tell them where our land is at, so they can kill us even more. This is what it was all about, the treaties and everything. So they explained to my great grandparents. They said, yes, we did remove you from your homes. We removed you and we shot you out of your homes. We removed you from your homes. The United States Trade Commissioner, the governor, the mayors, and the presidents admit this. And that because we removed you, your 640 acres is right where you're at. So you're entitled to your 640 acres because we removed you. And we placed our white asses here. That's basically what they did. They removed us and then they replaced their parasitic people there. Okay? Now, when we got on our land, then they killed us even more and removed us from there, in which I have deeds of land deeds, of oil land deeds from Oklahoma. I already showed you my other video. Okay, so I have land deeds here. You can see about, get my coat here. The land deeds to the property that they stole us out of. Okay, So in the DA rules here, it explains on page 6 how the commissioner literally removed us. See, they'll ask you what color you are, what race you are. It'll ask you all of this information. Okay, they'll ask you about who you are, what color you are. My grandmother said we are gingerbread men and women. Gingerbread men and women. So there's no such thing as black. There's no such thing as black. Okay, so they removed us from our homes, and you can see how the commissioner explained to my great grandparents how they removed us right here on this page. This is the United States Trade Commissioner, the mayor, and the governor's office that is telling how they removed us out of our homes. And that 640 acres is ours because they removed us out of our homes. Now, and here are the deeds to the land that we own from the Oklahoma City Urban Renewal. Here, let me make sure. Okay. Here's a deed from the Oklahoma Stillwater Urban Renewal. And you can see how these people removed them. Now, these are many. I have 32 deeds. These are 32 deeds of people. Now, these deeds are people that are, there are people who are watching my video. And, okay, and on, now there are gingerbread people there are gingerbread people who are watching this. These are my subscribers. Your great grandparents is in here because there are so many different gingerbread people's names, parents and grandparents that are in here. Dane Calloway's people is in here. Everybody's in here. From Chicago all the way down to Mississippi to Florida. Your great grandparents is in here from 1830s. So I put on my video, there's a gingerbread woman standing in the middle of these parasite, vicious white men that were going to have their way with her because they murdered her brothers, her mother, her fathers, her cousins, and her uncles. They murdered us, and they removed us from our homes. So Dane Calloway here is talking about how they even broke the land treaties that we have. The land patents, because I had patented the Jetsons and the Shia. So they broke even the patents that we made. And so my point is this, is that when we talk about Trump, we have to look at him as either you're going to do the job or you're not. And what we need him to do is to present my case, because I'm the only one that's talking about liberating ourselves in real time, in a physical sense. And we're not talking about people who are talking about going in your vibrational energy and all this shit when we're at war. When you people vilify Kali or Kali Yuga or whatever, she had heads. She was stepping on heads. She was at war. So you have to think in your mind that if you're gonna get to the promised land, if you're gonna get somewhere, you have to understand and know that this is all of yours. All of it, everything is yours. That they stole. They literally shot you out of courtrooms, lawyer, attorney, gingerbread attorney. They shot you out of your own courtrooms. That's why you're a lawyer, because you returned. And you're supposed to work for your people, not against us. You're supposed to work for us and not for them. You're supposed to present me and say, I present Catherine Irvin. She is the chief head of her estate. The state is California that she owns. Because she's indigenous, I'm presenting the case that she will announce the rules and regulations of the Promised Land. The rules and regulations is that the people that are in office, NBC News, CNN, Fox News, that are telling lies about us, have to be removed from office so that I can present the law firm court to where we have to go to the Supreme Court justice in our NBC television station network simultaneously would have to be in the prisons where they got our people locked up. They got innocent gingerbread people locked up in prison. That's just what it is. That you have innocent people in there that have to get out. So if you present me, I would be announcing the rules and regulations of the promised land in which the innocent must be released immediately. And they must be handed the keys and the deed to the prison to release their people out and to find the ones that put them in the prison because they were never supposed to be there. No one is saying this that they're supposed to say because we are locked in this system to where we believe that we're supposed to use their money. When using their money is an abomination, we were never supposed to seek their money. We're supposed to seek our gold and silver that they stole from us. Where is our gold and silver? You're supposed to have at least 13 to 12 people, your family, friend, cousins, and children, going to the mayor's office. Where's the mayor's office? It's downtown where you live. You have people, black people, who are sitting here saying, no, you got to go inside and go in your vibrational energy. When you go inside, you're going to find yourself meeting yourself saying, hey, we got to get a hold of these people that got us fucked up, because how am I supposed to move into a brand new mansion when they won't allow me to move into my own mansion? These are our resources. We're supposed to move into a house of our choice anywhere in the most beautiful areas. If it's vacant, because it's ours, especially if it's state owned. Of course, most houses is state owned. Most mansions, I'm not talking about houses, mansions. Most mansions are state owned. Those are the ones that you must receive because it's yours. And they literally shot you out of those areas where it's now mansions. Well, who told them to build that mansion? Who told them to shoot us out of our mansion and then build your shit there? Nobody told you to do that. So therefore, every mansion that we see is ours. Why? Because you removed us from our homes. You shot us out of television station networks. We had our own media. We had our media before we had, type in NBCUniversal.com. They built theirs in 1910. 6 years right after our great-grandparents was in the court buildings, saying, hey, you removed us from our homes. You shot us out of our court buildings. You shot us out of this NBC television station network. Right? Okay. And then they say, they'll go on a list of, yes, we did we did remove you, and here's your 640 acres. Well, when you apply, they deny you now, because they denied me twice. And I showed them all the proof of my grandfather linking it to my grandparents in the commissioner's state office in 1902, to where they were in 1902, NBC News was killing us. Okay? The mayor's office was killing us. The governor, the president was killing us in 1902. Then in 1910, they built all of their buildings there that you see now today. So so that's why I'm calling out all gingerbread lawyers, attorneys, to email me, let me know that let me know that you're going to take the case. We want you to contact also my subscribers. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you to my subscribers, because when we've been sending out the poster magazines, it got to them and they're looking at my videos. They have to be chastised. They have to be under this scrutiny, because they're the ones that is murdering us right now currently. From the past to the present, they're still murdering us. So they have to get this information to know that you're killing us, and because of it, you have to be removed. You have to be removed. The universe is seeing this. They know that. And the universe knows that they have to do exactly as I say. So thank you to my subscribers that's sending the poster magazines to the criminals that have to be removed from the seats. NBC News have to be removed so that I can announce my rules and regulations of the promised land to get the innocent people out of prison. That's Lord Larry Hoover, Lord Dr. Z. York, Lord Stanley Tukey Williams, all of them. Black Panthers, don't ever speak about Ashada Shakur unless you're complimenting her on her artwork. Don't ever speak ill will about her. You know, you have no business saying anything bad about us when you are the criminals of Paul Revere. Every single European white race that's sitting in these offices, that's in the Supreme Court Justice, Don Durham and Bill Barr, supposed to be locked up in prison right now. Because they're the ones that signed off on what Hillary said by calling us criminals and predators, lying about us, and then bringing over the crack cocaine into our communities and then locking us up when we have it. Now you done turned us, into these gingerbread, crack people, and we're not that. We are lords. We are landlords to every single white, Mexican, Chinese person. We are your landlords. We are not drug addicts. We're not criminals. We're your landlords, and you're on our land. And Trump has to announce it, because if not, then what are you doing here in our country, Trump? You and your children, your sons that got that mouth. You supposed to speak about what I'm speaking about because it's the truth. And it's nothing but the truth. And that's what we're standing on, is the truth. Okay? So you have to announce me as soon as possible. Because they who are in the office have to be removed so that we can bring our people to a level of evolution where we were supposed to be at 400 years ago. But you people came here. And the reason why I'm picking out Trump is because Trump knows that he was supposed to take Bill Barr and John Durham to prison for not doing what he's supposed to do. But why? Because they're the ones, and I'm talking about 8 of them. There's like 8 of them, and they sitting in these robes, and they're the Supreme Court judges. Those are the ones that locked up Larry Hoover, Lord Larry Hoover, who is their landlord. Because it's his land. It's Lord Larry's land. And you went and kidnapped him and placed him in prison, literally, over a man named Pookie that you don't give a shit about. You don't give a fuck about Pookie because we don't even know Pookie's mother's name. We don't know that you set up Pookie's mother with a house and brand new things because we feel sorry for poor Pookie. You don't locked up all the gods and the 12 disciples over Pookie. How come you didn't vilify Pookie and all of the Pookies that were victims? If everybody's supposed to be locked up, if you locked up everybody, then how come you didn't vilify all the victims that died? Since you care about Pookie and everybody that died, how come you did? How come we don't know Pookie's mother's name or father's name? We like to see if Pookie's family is being taken care of. That's important. No, I'm serious. Because we want to make sure Lord Larry Hoover is taken care of and is released out of there because you guys allegedly said that he did that, which if he did or didn't, it don't matter. It's none of your motherfucking business. It's not, because we are not of your white race, so you don't have any business. The reason why it's none of your business is because, for one, you're white. For 2, you're criminals. For 3, you came here on some bubonic a virus Paul Revere shit. You came here as criminals because you were murdering over there, and when you were set for execution, you were supposed to have been dead. So how are you in office when you're supposed to have been already dead? You're not supposed to be in office. And you know this. See, every single white person that's in office, in Fox News, NBC News, ABC News, NSNBC, and CNN, all of you already know that you're not supposed to be in office talking the way that you're talking. And if you do, you're supposed to talk to only about your people. And allow me to have my own television station network because it's mine and it's not yours. See, so when we talk about people being in the Bible, like I was discovering that because it was shocking to me to find out that the same people in the Bible are the same people out here walking around suffering. And we're the ones that's being, hung and everything like that. Now, of course, most people know this. A lot of people that's in the Bible, they already know this. But they got to be some bona fide cowards to know this and not do nothing about it. Well, shit, the motherfucker that got you fucked up is right down the street from where you stay at downtown. It's the mayor. He's right there. You have to send him my poster magazines. You say, hi, Mayor. I didn't know you were in this office. I did not know that. But we are coming on the basis of discovery that we discovered that none of you is supposed to be in office, and that this office is actually mine because you removed us from our lands, and this office building is ours. Well, how can you prove that? Through our darus that we have here. You see, my darus is your darus because it says that the United States Attorney's Commission, the United States Commissioner, Trade Commissioner, said this to our great grandparents. That yes, we removed all the Negroes. I just showed you. It said we removed all you Negroes. That means in every single state from Florida to Maine to California to Washington State, okay? And all in between. They removed us and displaced us, right? So if they removed us, and then they said, yes, we removed us, and because we removed you, we gave you here's your 640 acres. And where is that at? Wherever we stand, wherever you're at, gingerbread man and woman, you own the resources that they have on your land. So if it's 640 acres, obviously 640 acres, there is a grocery store that you own that. So that's why I patent the identity badge, the Promised Land identity badge. I patent that, in which they refuse to fund me my money to get this going so that everybody can wear their badge, and that there are our card, our faces on there, our card to swipe at the grocery stores to make everything free because everything is free. Gas station, clothing store, anything you can think of that you want is free because it's your resources. Well, I'm having a hard time getting patent. That's why I need the lawyer to help me. I'm getting a hard time getting funded for my patent, right? So I need the lawyer, gingerbread, white, don't matter, green, purple, gingerbread colored lawyer, to help me announce this to the state, because you have to actually remove the state bar association. That's what the lawyer have to do. And you think it's a hard task, but no, it's not hard when you're standing on the truth. It's quite easy, very simple, because what you're doing is that you're just presenting the truth. That's it. That's all. And that's what will get them out of the seat. We're just presenting the truth, sir, that you were never supposed to be sitting there, and that my lawyer is supposed to be sitting in your position. So you're going to remove yourself. That's where Trump comes in with his army to remove them, or ourselves. We don't really need Trump in his army. We really don't. We just need our families, cousins, brothers, aunties, uncles, friends. It don't matter. It could be white, black, green, or purple people that's with you that understand that, yeah, this is some bullshit. Because once we get to the level of understanding that this is all of ours, then that way we can distribute the Jetsons 2019, 2022 RV motorhome coach to every 16-year-old to 90-year-old man who can drive, because we got stationary ones, really nice stationary ones where she or he don't have to drive. We'll drive him to his destinations, to his nearest Promised Land facilities, because it's ours. And I'm the creator of the Promised Land. And how dare anybody stop me from creating a Promised Land, especially if you are a foreigner, especially if you are a black person or a Moor or anybody that you're our color, and you trying to stop me from creating a Promised Land, then shame on you. Shame on you, and you must be removed, because we've been suffering for over 400 years, really. Suffering because some parasitic people came here and ruined all people. Not just gingerbread people, but all of the other good people that are good, and they're stuck because they don't know what to do. What do? You send these poster magazines to the lawyer. You send my video that you're seeing right now, send it to a lawyer, and let me present my case. Let that I have the evidence that we were removed. The lawyer that you find will find that he was removed from his family was removed. He will be receiving his Jetsons to travel, okay, because he's going to have to actually advertise what he's about. If you've been victimized by this government, he has to be a lawyer to where his motorhome coach would be, I am an attorney for the gingerbread population, gingerbread Negro population. And I already went to you about what gingerbread is. It is the root. It is the gold of our skin, which our color is, gingerbread, because our great grandmother said it. She said that, well, the U.S. State Commissioner said, well, what color is your husband? is he a Negro? And she said, yes, he's a Negro. And he's a gingerbread. Cause she said, what color is he? He said, well, is he darky? Is he darky? That's what she said. That's what he said. And she said, yes, he's a Negro. And then she put Nigger because that means, God, I am here to worship you. The word Nigger means it's a sacred word. Niggas, negas, it's all sacred to us. To a foreigner, a white person that approaches us, he would say, niggas. I know that sounds crazy, but that means I'm here to worship you. I know that sounds crazy, but just type in sacrednword.com, and then you will learn what the N word really means. It means, here, God, I'm here to worship you. But what we are is we are landlords. So they would address us as, for a man, as my Lord. And they would bow to that. I'm not saying all the way bow, but just bow your head as in respect to us, because you standing on our land. And if you come off with some bullshit, just know that who you bowing to. You know what I'm saying? You bowing to me because you standing on my land. And this is to every single gingerbread person who's in prison. So the person who's in prison, that warden have to literally release him if he is in there for anything like domestic violence or any type of drug violence or any type of drugs, because those people are supposed to be in rehabilitation. They can't be released. They have to be in rehabilitation. Now, the ones that's about drugs, they just have to be let out for free. Just let out. You just be let out and you're just released. If you're on drugs, if you're doing drugs, if you're in there for drugs, any type of drugs, you're supposed to just be let out just anyway. But if you're there for domestic violence or murder or rape, then if you're there for domestic violence, you will be out into a